with coverage you can count on. With coverage you can count on. This is
Mic check,
Channel
1 2,
3
mic check,
Eyewitness
1
News,
2.
live at 5.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Testing. 1 2 3. Testing. 507 509. Yep. Thank you. Good to know. Thank you.
Coming up on Eyewitness News live at 5, we have news, we have weather, sports.
Hey, oh, yeah, I got one thing on, but not the other. 1 2 1 2. Hi, y'all. Happy Friday.
With coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
Coming up on Live at 5.
We're going to contain the leak first, and then we'll set it into our confined space.
An emergency drill in Bradley County dealing with a chemical leak 2 months after an explosion at Vocker. 2 Woodmore Elementary staff members claim the deadly bus crash caused them emotional trauma. Now they're suing. Plus,
very strange feeling. It's a very, very scary feeling.
a suspicious device causing panic among Polk County school officials. Live at 5 starts now.
With coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
A box with wires and electrical tape was found inside a boy's bathroom at Polk County High School today. I'm David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. Students were sent out of the building and classes were canceled. Channel 3's Kate Smith was there and spoke with the superintendent about what happened. Kate.
After getting a call from the principal, Polk County Superintendent Dr. James Jones ordered the students to get out and as far away as possible.
It's scary. It's just a scary situation. It's probably every superintendent's nightmare.
This was the device found inside the boys' bathroom at Polk County High School, prompting an immediate evacuation to the football field.
It was scary enough looking for me to, be very comfortable with the decisions we were making.
The sheriff's office and a bomb squad from Chattanooga and Cleveland swept the school before giving the all clear. Class was canceled for the day and the school remained open until students were picked up.
It was a fake attempt at a bomb. There was nothing on the inside. It's just a box, looked like an attempt to scare people.
It is still unclear who left the suspicious device in the bathroom, but Dr. Jones plans to find out.
We have a pretty extensive camera system on the inside, so we'll be looking at a lot of film and trying to come up with some conclusions.
The superintendent plans to be in contact with the school's attorney and sheriff's office to press charges. It is still too early to tell what those charges will be. For now, I'm live in the studio. Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Kate. Happening right now, a crash involving several vehicles is creating problems on I-24 East in Hamilton County. This is near the Georgia state line. One lane is blocked. It's estimated to be cleared by 7 o'clock tonight. We'll keep you up to date on our WRCB app, and we'll check traffic again in just a little bit.
2 Hamilton County school employees have filed lawsuits against Durham Bus Service, saying they suffered emotional trauma from last year's Woodmore bus crash. 6 children were killed in the crash, several were injured. A secretary at Woodmore Elementary, Alicia Bibbs, and a teacher, Stephanie Muhammad, say they were expected to return to work the next day and act normal. The lawsuits allege negligence on Durham's behalf. You can read the full lawsuits on our website. We are 4 days away from the 1-year marking of that Woodmore bus crash, and last week 3 new lawsuits were filed, bringing the total to 22. Officials say the deadline to file any new suits regarding the crash is November 21st. That's Tuesday. In Tennessee, there is a 1-year statute of limitations.
An emergency drill is showing Bradley County first responders how to react in a hazmat situation. The exercise was held this morning at the Olin plant in Charleston. They responded to 2 different scenarios that included stopping a chemical leak and rescuing a worker. The drill was not in response to the Vocker explosion back in September. By law, officials say chemical plants like Olin have to conduct training exercises every year.
I think that now we're better prepared than we were, but I feel like we were very well prepared to begin with. But you can always make it better.
The county's Office of Emergency Management sent out an alert through their notification system. We're told around 25,000 people have signed up. That's about 1/4 of the county's population. At 6, we'll tell you more about today's training.
And more breaking news this afternoon. This is happening right now in New York City. Firefighters are battling a massive apartment fire. This apartment is undergoing a renovation, the apartment building, so we understand that it is unoccupied. According to the NBC station in New York, the roof has caved, and there are no reports of any injuries at this hour. We'll keep an eye on that for you, and of course, there'll be more on NBC Nightly News. All eyes are on the Senate, where tax reform faces its biggest hurdle. Tonight, we're hearing from the 3rd District Congressman. Now, last night, the House of Representatives passed an overhaul of the tax system, which would slash tax rates on corporations and businesses, double the standard deduction for individuals and married couples, and eliminate the estate tax. Congressman Chuck Fleischmann stopped by our studio today and says he's hoping the Senate will pass the legislation soon.
Then the House and the Senate will sit down in conference, and that's the time where if someone has a concern about any provision, they can come to us in either the House or the Senate, voice that concern, and perhaps we can address that.
Democrats voted unanimously against the legislation and say that its gains would disproportionately benefit corporations and the wealthy, and they claim a minority of middle-class families would see a tax increase.
Strong wind gusts are possible tomorrow in the Channel 3 viewing area. Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris joins us now in the Storm Alert Center to tell us what lies ahead. Paul.
Well, we've been talking about this last few days. The National Weather Service has put out a wind advisory, not for tonight. This is for tomorrow, starting at about 7 o'clock in the morning. They expect wind gusts up to 35 to possibly 40 miles an hour in some of the higher elevations, and gusts to 25 to 35 down into the valley areas. This starts at 7 o'clock, runs through all day tomorrow, into tomorrow night and Sunday morning once that cold front passes. So that's a wind advisory. So if you're planning on going camping or anything like that over the weekend, you know, just think about it. All right, we got Vipercast showing in strong southerly winds coming up, especially through tomorrow. Scattered showers will be popping up. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Heaviest rain still to the west, but then it comes in right after about 6 o'clock or so. Could have some thunderstorms with this, and this could be heavy rain. Winds will be shifting to the northwest, and they'll be quite breezy to begin with. Then they'll start to fade out as we get into Sunday around 8 o'clock or so, and it'll just be a little bit of a breeze coming out of the northwest, but temperatures are going to be really diving, and much colder air is going to be moving our way. As far as rainfall goes, we're thinking about a quarter to a half inch of rain. Generally, outside chance if you get under a thunderstorm of up to an inch. 7-day forecast to peak into next week in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Paul. Well, the weather is looking good for this evening. That's great for the opening of Ice on the Landing at the Chattanooga Choo Choo. Our own Casey Freeman is live from the rink, and Casey is certainly an ice skating enthusiast. I was just wondering, you're going to be demonstrating a flip, a loop, an axel. What do you have planned for us, Casey?
Oh, David, that sounds very hard, but I'll see what I can do. And so I have been an ice skater for many years, and so hopefully it's been a few years since I've been on the ice, so I'm excited to be back out here and enjoying the ice. But Ice on the Landing is opening tonight at 6 p.m. and there are already so many families out here just waiting to get their skates so that they can enjoy their time on the rink. The session tonight will end at 11 p.m. But for those of you who cannot make it tonight, the ice skating rink will be open until January 21st. So you have plenty of time to get out here and enjoy the winter fun. Tickets for adults are $10 and children 12 and under tickets are just $8. So very reasonable for a family fun night out here, and it's not that cold, so you can just grab a light jacket. You know, if you are out here, if you think that it's cold out here on the ice, it's really not. I've actually worked up a sweat trying to practice for you guys. And so I will be trying to do a spin for you guys tonight. And I think that I can do it. We'll see how it goes. So here it goes. I got it. I still got it.
And we are applauding in the studio.
It was small, but I think my coach would be excited.
We are too.
Thanks, guys. Live in Chattanooga, Casey Freeman at Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
We're live at South Pittsburg ahead of our final game of the week, and it's a big one. South Pittsburg playing host to Whitwell in the 1A quarterfinals. I'll have a preview right after the break.
Would you believe tonight is our very last Friday night football program of the season? Seems like it just started. But you know, it's a good one to end on because we have some big games, one in particular.
Game of the week, a rematch between county rivals Whitwell and South Pittsburg. The winner moves on to the Single A state semifinals. And here to tell us more about tonight's big game, sports reporter Jill Jelnick is in South Pittsburg. Let's hear about it, Jill.
David, Cindy, I hate that our Friday night football season is coming to an end, but just like you guys, I love that we're ending with this game of the week. There's a lot of other good local matchups tonight, but this one is one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the area. And in order to understand the magnitude of our game of the week tonight, you first have to understand what happened between these two schools just over a month ago. South Pitt and Whitwell are region rivals. And while they faced one another in early October, both of them were undefeated going into that game. And while the winner of that matchup would be crowned the region champion, and well, it lived up to all the hype. South Pitt led by one score with 10 seconds left in the game. Whitwell had one more chance to tie it up, but the Tigers' last pass was batted down by the Pirates defense, and South Pittsburg held on for the 21-14 win. Now, as fate would have it, these two teams will once again meet again tonight.
It was $7 worth of football. I can say that. There were a lot of people in here that paid $7 to get in, and they got their money's worth. I mean, obviously it came down to the last play of the game, literally, and two quality football teams.
We thought if we took care of business and they took care of business, then we'd get another shot at each other. It's a fun environment. The last environment was amazing. I'm sure this one's going to be just the same because it's bigger stakes involved. Two good programs going at it. I mean, what else can you ask for in high school football?
You heard Whitwell head coach, Coach Bolden, mention the environment from last time. Well, it just so happened to be the largest crowd in Bean Stadium's 50-year history. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, and so you can expect that same atmosphere tonight. Again, it's an 8 p.m. kickoff right here at South Pittsburg High School. I'll have more coming up later at 5:30, but for now, in South Pittsburg, Jill Jelnick, Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports.
Thank you, Jill. Should we tell folks in Central Time, of course, it's 7. Don't want to miss an hour of that action.
7 o'clock local time over in Marion County.
Still to come on Live at 5, we'll show you what's left of an assisted living facility it burned in Pennsylvania.
And Senate candidate Roy Moore's wife vows to stand by her husband's side amid allegations of harassment.
And I'll be telling you about some big changes coming up for this weekend. It's not going to be like it was today. It's all coming up on my 7-day forecast.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News Traffic, sponsored by CHM Memorial's Mary Ellen Locher Breast Center. We offer the best mammography technology, providing crystal clear results. Call 423-495-4040.
It's Friday. Everybody wants to get somewhere. Some say the holiday weekend has already begun. Well, this is what you're seeing at I-24 at the Georgia State line. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. And we can also tell you that there's an accident at East Brainerd Road and North Concord Road.
And we want to let you know about another very busy intersection, 153 South at I-75. There's a crash there involving multiple vehicles. It will be a couple of hours before that is cleared up. So big night out there, I guess, in advance of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend.
Seems like this happened last year.
Yeah, traffic was heavy earlier too. Well, it is time now for our restaurant report card.
Here's John Martin to tell you which restaurants you want to check out and which ones you may want to watch out for.
This week, 6 Hamilton County restaurants earned perfect scores of 100 on their health inspections, but there were some that needed improvement. Boccaccio's Ristorante Italiano on South Broad Street scored an 84 for non-food contacted surfaces being dirty. Dirty floors, small cutting boards in poor repair, clean dishes stored on dirty surfaces, fruit flies noted in the kitchen, and raw or hazardous food not properly separated to cooling temperatures. Good news though, they corrected their score to a 93. Now Cece's Pizza on Gun Barrel Road got an 88. Reasons including gaskets in poor repair, buildup on lower shelves throughout the kitchen, floor tiles in poor repair, and the women's restroom toilet in poor repair. You can see the full list of scores on our website, and remember, if you have a complaint about a restaurant, pool, daycare, or gym, go ahead and call your local health department, and as always, enjoy your meal.
Blast of cold air is going to be moving across the northern part of the country and coming up over the weekend. First on Saturday, and then we're going to see the warm weather Saturday, and then Sunday, that cold air is going to be spreading our way. Now, the bulk of the cold is going to be along the Great Lakes. We're just going to be on the edge of it, and up towards the Tri-City area, could be a little bit of snow in some of the higher elevations before it's over with. Just a little bit shot of that snow in the way high elevations, not in our area. All right, we got some rain across the Great Lakes now, some sleet up into the UP, the upper peninsula of Michigan. Snow's flying out in the Rocky Mountains, a sign of things to come. As you see, weather changes developing. 66 Dalton. In the city, the same. Cleveland, 66. Altamont's at 64. Murphy's at 64. And again, light winds out of the south, 6 miles an hour. 66 the high, 37 the overnight low. That's exactly what we predicted, so it worked out well. And no rain, obviously, for today. South of the city, approaching 70 in Dalton, 68. 67 Chatsworth and Calhoun, 61 Fort Mountain, to 65 both in Scottsboro and Fort Payne. And then we had about 64 in Red Bank, 66 Lakeside. Cleveland had 67, while it was 57 in Lookout Mountain, and almost 70, 69 out near Trenton. And off to the north, Dayton 66, Dunlap 67, 60 Cagle Mountain, and 63 in Colmont. Jasper 69 degrees, while it was 65 out near Murphy. Told you it was going to be a great day, just ended up that way too, but the changes are coming. Clouds increasing for tonight and tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, some scattered showers, but after dark, the heavier rain comes in, doesn't last too long, pushes off to the east by Sunday morning. The cooler, drier air starts to push in, but at least the sun will be coming back on Sunday. Deceivingly sunny with a strong wind out of the north. Then Monday, light winds, and then the winds turn out of the south coming up into Tuesday, and we try to warm up a little bit one more time. We're thinking about a quarter to a half inch of rain generally around the area. But tonight, a few more clouds, but no rain. 49 for the low. It's a lot warmer than it's been. Tomorrow we'll see some scattered showers throughout the day, so the bulk of the rain will be coming after dark. Strong winds, though, out of the south, 15 to 25 and gusty, and even gusts maybe up to 35 at times, even into the valley. Tomorrow night, 43, very windy. The winds will shift to the northwest, maybe even a thunderstorm. And then coming up on Sunday, it's going to be breezy, cold, temperatures falling from 55. Monday, 56, and look at that low, 29 Monday morning. So we're going to have a hard freeze coming in Monday morning. Could be the coldest night of the season. Tuesday, we're looking at about 59. That's warming up. And Wednesday, no problems traveling. Thanksgiving Day looks pretty good at 52.
All right, we'll be ready for Monday morning. We'll be covered up. Okay. Thank you, Paul.
Still ahead here on Live at 5.
I've yet to see anyone from Washington get out and go to these remote areas where people are having a hard time getting health care.
You'll hear from the 2017 Country Doctor of the Year. He thinks health care for many patients is in big trouble. We have devastating video of a fire at a Pennsylvania assisted living center. It happened about 35 miles west of Philadelphia. Some 140 people had to be evacuated. Another 20 were taken to the hospital. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Women supporting embattled Alabama GOP Senate candidate Roy Moore held a Women for More rally today at the Alabama State Capitol. Moore's wife, Kayla, was there to encourage women who know her husband to have the courage to stand with him. At least 9 women have accused Moore of misconduct that happened decades ago, but Moore's wife says her husband is a gentleman.
While Washington is debating the future of health care for millions, a doctor right in the middle of the battle to save lives is weighing in. America's 2017 Country Doctor of the Year, Dr. Van Breeding, treats patients in the mountains of eastern Kentucky. And in today's Forgotten Voices, the healthcare story, you'll hear what he has to say.
Good morning, Carolyn. How are you today? Our patients have really improved dramatically in the last 4 years since the Affordable Care Act went through. We've been able to add optometry, dental. We've been able to add a dietitian on board, a diabetic educator. Before, we were lucky to see patients once a year unless they got sick. Now they're coming in for preventive visits. They're coming in and getting their colonoscopies done, their pap smears done, their mammograms done, their cancer screenings done. And you've got a $50 copay. It may not be a big deal to you, but that's the difference between having insurance on the house or being able to afford groceries for my patients. They can't even afford a $5 copay. Let's take a listen. The ones we worry about are the working poor. Their insurance rates have doubled and tripled and quadrupled. They're not protected, so as they get older, their health disparity is going to worsen. I've yet to see anyone from Washington get out and go to these remote areas where people are having a hard time getting health care. I think they need to look here and come here and see what's going on to see what desperate need we're in. We're not just in a healthcare crisis, we're in a healthcare catastrophe. They're going to get sicker, and sicker patients mean a weaker workforce, a weaker nation, and we have to be able to correct that in some way or the other.
Now, open enrollment is now underway for millions who must, by law, have health insurance or pay a fine. And coming up next on Live at 5, a teacher pulled off a high school student's hijab and it's causing problems.
What the teacher says happened and what the school is doing about it. A Muslim student at a Virginia high school was shocked and embarrassed when a teacher pulled off her hijab.
The student says she was talking with a friend and a teacher walked up and pulled it off. The student ran to a bathroom, called her parents. The teacher said he thought the student was wearing a hoodie over her hijab, and he reached for the hoodie. The hijab came off. An Islamic Center spokesperson says the situation is made worse because it happened to a child.
It's a sad case. It's not just something that's this level of insult, this level of attack against Muslim women who choose to wear hijab, but even it's worse because it's happening to our children.
The school system called the teacher's action inappropriate and unacceptable. The administration has apologized to the student and her family for the incident.
Strong winds have taken out trees and power lines in parts of Connecticut.